Hello, Gary Champion, Psychic Medium. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera. No, that's wrong. We're meant to see the future. We are. Otherwise, why would they give us the ability? A lot of people see the future other than me. It's not a. Yeah, well, it's not common, but it's not all that rare either. Most of you see things that happen before they happen often. A little glimpse into the future. Why do you think you see that? Because you probably need help, or you're probably doing something you're not supposed to do, or hints from the other side are common. Hints from the other side are common. Why is a person a politician? Why is a person a lawyer that becomes a politician? A lot of lawyers want to see change. They want to help people. It's not all about money. For most of them it is. But for some, it's a job. It's what they enjoy doing. They like helping people. And they get paid well to do it. Nothing wrong with that. And there's politicians who are mostly lawyers. Are politicians merely lazy lawyers? To some degree, yeah. And lawyers work. Politicians talk. Does someone start out in life to be a politician? I don't think so. I think there's all kinds of lawyers too, the kind that get in a courtroom, that actually have face-to-face interaction in a courtroom, and those that do all the background work, which is a majority of them. There's lawyers that just deal with oil. So I'm going to say the difference between a lawyer and a politician is very little. There's a few differences, one which I'm going to mention. A lawyer has to get up in court and explain things, and he likes the power and the look at me, that I've talked about in my last video. Look at me, I'm up here explaining things, I'm the big guy. Politicians want a bigger stage than that. They want a regional or a citywide or a statewide or a national. They want to be recognized, really, for doing nothing. Politicians, if they don't follow the party line, they're not around very long. Why? They cut off all the money to them. They can do that. It's like a big old, good old boys club. Here, you joined us. These are our rules. We've adopted this platform. This is our platform. Doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. If you're in that party, that's your platform. Anytime you begin to vote against it, they start looking at you as though there's something wrong with you, even though you have a conscience that sees that maybe this is a vote that shouldn't be cast in this way. You can't do it. They're voting along party lines to give relief money. I don't know how many $1 trillion it is, but voted along party lines. Republicans don't want to give anything away to anybody. Democrats maybe want to give everything away to somebody. But they got that through with one vote. That tells you that people are towing the line on these votes because they want to get that stimulus money themselves. And they know the Democrats have the number of people it takes to vote it in. They don't want to be the bad guy in their own party. Why? Because they're not electable once they are. Politician, in my brain, is something that you probably have to have but don't want. You wish you could eliminate that job. You wish you could get rid of. I'm gonna relate that. I'm seeing. We had a realtor when we bought this property, and we really hated her. I had to actually ask her to leave the building, to go away. We would do the deal, and she'd get paid, but couldn't have her in the building. They're in the same category. They get paid 6% to sell your house when all they're doing is saying, "Hey, look at this living room. It's a great living room, isn't it?" 6%. That's a chunk of money. And if you can eliminate them and just maybe sit down in a lawyer's office and take a few minutes and sign some papers, and the lawyer would guarantee this and that would happen, and they had their bank loan and all that. What else? And they're going to do the search for the whatever, and all that background stuff. It's not that difficult. Why are these people necessary? They don't seem to be doing anything. They seem to be standing around as ours did and said, "It's a seller's market." About every 10 minutes, "It's a seller's market." You had to ask her to leave. "You're not working for us." "Oh, yes, I'm working for you. I'm working for you." "Well, how come you keep saying it's a seller's market?" It's not a seller's market. It's the market that I say it is. I'm the buyer. If it's a seller's market, why am I buying? It's got to be a buyer's market because I'm buying and I'm paying the bills. So we dismissed our real estate agent. Wouldn't it be nice if you could just dismiss all these politicians? And the thing is, if a big hole opened up in Washington and swallowed 90% of these guys, and let's don't forget those wives, the ones that support them, that have those little teas in the afternoon, just swallowed them all up. There was nothing left. I'm not saying let's kill them, not that evil. Let's say they fall through and they go to China and they have to be waiters or street workers, or where they sweep the streets or they pave the streets or they paint buildings, or painters, something. I don't know. We don't not kill them. We're just going to relocate them, give them a new sense of identity, wipe their brains, and say, "You love building roads." It wouldn't be very long the same people would be there. Why? Because the people that aspire to those jobs are suit-wearing, party line following people. Doesn't matter what you want them to do. They're going to follow the party line. The party line is in a handful of people's names, mostly oligarchs with money. They didn't ask the garage mechanic down here what he thought. They didn't ask the babysitter. They didn't ask the waitress or the guy that builds roads. Why? Because they don't have any money. So if they all swallowed and disappeared, the same people would reappear in the same suits, wearing the same shiny, expensive shoes, spouting the same along party line politics that they are forced to do, whether they want to or not. It gets brutal when you vote against the party line. You've lost all your money because they'll see it to it you don't get it anymore, which practically guarantees that you won't get in office anymore, that you won't be reelected. Good old boys clubbing each other to death if they step outside the lines. It's not good being a politician sometimes. But it's about power and being seen and look at me, look at me. That's what it's about. Wearing a nice suit, telling people what to do. People say, "Yes, sir, yes, sir." That's what it's about. But if they all fell in a sinkhole and disappeared tomorrow, say every one of them, it wouldn't take them a few months. It'd be the same kind of people there. The job requires that kind of person. I have a word for that, but I can't say it on YouTube. The job requires that kind of person. Assholey people. It's an assholey job. It requires assholding. You have to have a key or a little card that you swipe to get in the club. And even the ones you think are okay really aren't. They're just good at hiding it. There's somebody going to rise from the ranks of nowhere to run for office that is sort of a golden boy, golden girl, whatever. Oh, and while I'm mentioning it, I might as well get this one out too. Republicans do not want to see Joe Biden die in office. They don't. I mean, they would pay medical extra money, whatever. They would lay their lives down. It would lay across the street to anything they could do within their power to make sure that he doesn't die in office. Why? Who do they hate worse than little brown people? Or big brown people, whatever the case may be. Who do they hate worse than them? Who do they not trust? And it's a matter of trust. Who do they trust less than these guys? Women. That's why we've never had a woman president. Not even come close. Hillary could have done it, but they've been around. The Clintons have been around too long. Too many people hated them. They voted against them because they'd seen them too many times. If Joe Biden croaks, we got Kamala Harris. She's the new president. Probably a breath of fresh air. Women think differently. They attack problems differently. Their brains work differently. Just different would be good, instead of the same old crap. So they don't want Joe Biden to die in office. This is a future. Actually, no one's talking about it even. No one's asked a Republican with stuck a microphone up there, what happens if Joe Biden dies? Oh, we'll make sure he doesn't die. We'll put him on life support. We'll inject him with drugs. We'll get him a soul transplant. Because the thing they fear worse than immigrants, that's nasty. People they hate and distrust more than immigrants, because immigrants are going to vote Democratic, and that means their lives in office are going to be, they're not going to run anything for a long time. The more Mexicans come across the border and begin to vote, the fewer Republicans you'll see in office that count. They distrust women. This makes no sense. Most Republicans are men with the same hairdo, with the same, affected look in the suit and the honest look on Honest John. We're all born of woman. All men are born from a woman that change our diapers, that feed us, that make sure if we cut ourselves, we're seen after, that tuck us in bed at night, that wake us up in the morning, give us breakfast. When we have a problem, they're always there. Why do we distrust women so much? Or is it just Republicans? If you can trust a woman to raise you, to do all these things, the sacrifices that women do for men, and believe me, there's a lot of them. You can't count them. There's so many things they sacrifice to raise children for men and women too. Why would they distrust? You got me on that one. I, for one, would be happy to see a woman president. There, I said it. I'm in the enemy camp now. If I was running for office, I wouldn't have any money next year. I'd be sweeping the streets. The one person that a boy should trust is his mother. And when they don't, it makes me wonder. You're here because they did their job. You don't think they can run a country? They run a house pretty well. School, doctor appointments, and hold down jobs. Why do we distrust women so much? And here's the funny part. A lot of women distrust women. A lot of women, if you ask them, they don't want a woman for president. Isn't that interesting? They don't trust their own. Why is that? Why do women not want to see a woman president? Why do men who are born from women as well don't want to see a woman president? And let's go back to the other thing. We're all immigrants. We're all from someplace else. We weren't born here. We were born here, but our relatives before us, they were immigrants. That's what made the country strong. So the people we distrust are who we are. We're all immigrants. Don't want those immigrants in because they might vote what they want instead of what you want, which is money and power. They might try and spread things around a little bit. We're all born of women. Why do we distrust women? It's a confusing world. And que sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. That's just wrong. But I heard that this morning. Que sera, sera. Actually, Doris Day singing Sera, Sera from a movie called The Man Who Knew Too Much by Alfred Hitchcock. I'm not lying. Look it up. It's a great movie. It's a great Jimmy Stewart, Doris Day, and a child that I can't remember. He gets kidnapped. The movie is The Man Who Knew Too Much. The song is Que sera, sera, which means whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see, and that's the only thing that's wrong in that whole sentence. We are meant to see the future. We are to try and make things better by altering what we're doing to alter the future. The future doesn't change if it's the same old thing. The same guys in office, the same things are going to happen over and over again. When we change personnel, you have a chance. Not a big one because they got it both the party line. But when you change personnel from men to women, things start popping. They're more empathetic, they're more understanding, and they are the only ones who've actually run an organization, a family. You men like to think we run the organization. We don't. Women do. Women bear the children. Women do all the other stuff. Immigrants built this great nation, and it is a great nation, and without a constant supply of immigrants, we don't grow. Where's our workforce? Who are we going to train? Very interesting. I was looking at a show on PBS the other day, a NASA thing. Why are we going to Mars? Putting the new rover that just landed there last week, all the background on that. And as these people are talking about their jobs, they're women, they're immigrants from all kinds of places. It's a multicultural organization and succeeds in taking someone, putting them on the moon, bringing them back, taking these things to Mars, driving around, analyzing soil samples, finding whatever they're going to find. I guess I do know what they're going to find. It's very interesting, too. They're going to find the past. Mars is the past. Anyway, I've babbled on long enough. Just thought I'd give you something on an afternoon to think about. Why do we distrust the things that made us? That made us as a country great. That made us as men and women acceptable human beings. Immigration and women. We don't trust them to shape the future of a nation. It's sad. I don't know why I'm smiling. I shouldn't be smiling at all. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.